from individuals or like from organizations that organize phone collections for us. And so we get the phones donated to us. We have them in our office. And I'm going to explain very quickly that we don't directly distribute phones. There are not enough phones to meet the demand, and it could be a risky move to organize like phone distributions for us when we have like hundreds of people around, because there is no fair way of organizing the distribution of like such a valuable item when there are not enough for everyone. So because of this, we have partnerships with other organizations that work in Calais, and we are like we provide phones to these organizations we have partnerships with, and they are the ones that directly distribute the phones to people in need or like vulnerable cases, like minors or like families or people who are at hospital that don't have like a working phone or don't have a SIM card. For like all of these cases, we work with organizations like the Women's Center, Utopia, and other organizations working in Calais. So what we do is we test the phones. It's not always the case that the phones that we get from donations work. So that's a very important part of the job that my colleague Mark, or Technology Services Coordinator, is running. We require quite a lot of office time to test the phones. And once we make sure the phones work, we get a cable like a charger, and we also put a SIM card, and we make sure the most basic apps are downloaded. And then we have a document in which like we track all the donations and the phones that work, and we label them with codes, and then we have them ready to go. And every week we give it can vary like from 5 to 10 phones, sometimes less, but we give phones to other organizations so they can reach people in need. And basically what we were discussing with Techfugees is that, firstly, like most of our donations normally come from the UK, because we are a British organization and we have a lot of supporters in the UK. But we'd like to like expand and like have more contact with French organizations and individuals. For this, for example, it would be much easier if we get the phones directly from France, because there is no border in between, there are no restrictions. We also know like there's a lot of potential to collaborate with French individuals, organizations, companies. So a way of becoming an ambassador or volunteer for us is to organize phone collections at like the workplace, but also like with family, friends. We of course need phones that work. They don't have to be perfect. Like if there is a bit of damage in the screen, as long as it works, it's fine. But very often people change and upgrade their phones, and they have old phones in the house. And yeah, not only phones, like also like chargers or plugs, all these things are valuable to us. But yeah, in this case, we're mostly talking about phones. So that would be a great way of collaborating. And yeah, another way we discussed, because like when we get phones, we have to test them. But if people want to become like more, like even more involved, we could have not only like sporadic collaboration, but like people can actually become part of what we do from distance, and like we could talk from time to time. And this person, if like someone wants to get really involved, could also do or like save us some work by already testing the phones, following our instructions and like working closely with this. Yeah, like the potential is huge. We could, like, depending on where in France this is done, like we could potentially go and have like an in-person meeting or event with, like, we're thinking about also universities or like going to these places, and of course like online events to like this presentation to explain to people what we do are always possible, and like I'm more than happy to do this, to repeat like this event or do a similar thing with other people in the future. So yeah, that's amazing if you can do that, Louis, at university. Yeah, this is only like a first conversation explanation, but of course we can discuss more in detail, and we can send you more information and documents. But yeah, that's great news if you can do that.
Yeah, great. I can, like, for 5 minutes give a speech during the lesson and raise some phone if I can.
Yeah, that's great for us. Where do you study?
I'm studying entrepreneurship and company management.
Nice.
But I already have a master's degree in food science.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah.
Uncommon.
If it's, yeah, like if you have a moment to talk with your colleagues, or even if like you need support from us, we're more than happy, like maybe to join if there's a chance to have like an online thing, or yeah, we can send you also some flyers.
Yeah, the PowerPoint maybe, or presentation, and I can arrange it. And before the lesson starts, I can give a little speech of like 3 to 4 minutes, and just present it.
Amazing.